If you're out here boiling Fabuloso, I don't know if you're just trying to like murder your family or what type time you're on, but please do not boil Fabuloso. You do not want all those chemicals in your air and that you're just breathing. Hey guys, welcome back to Micro J, where we do all things microbiology. Today we're going to test your common household cleaners. So the test subjects that I'm going to use are microorganisms called vinegar eels. So vinegar eels are basically a free-living nematode, aka worm, that feed on microbial culture. So they're harmless to humans. They don't cause any like problems or anything. It's not like, you know, a parasite or nothing. It's basically a tiny little worm or worms that small fish feed on. So today I'm going to test how effective your household cleaning items at killing these vinegar eels. So vinegar eels are indeed animals technically, so they're not microbes, but I think they're a good model in showing how effective your common household cleaners are. So the household cleaners that I have are, oh gosh. So the household cleaners that I have are alcohol, that's what's in this blue one. Bleach is in purple. It's kind of yellowy. And last but not least is Fabuloso, which is also purple. But I guess there's no difference. This one's purple. Purple and purple is Fabuloso. Yeah, I got it. I have a protocol on my iPad so that I can keep everything organized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a micro pipette, so a plastic micro pipette, and pipette some of my culture. So I keep my culture in these water bottles. So they are like tiny, I don't think you can see. I show footage here where you can see like you can see these tiny white things swirling around in here. I'm going to take my plastic micro pipette and then pipette some of, like literally a drop of my culture onto the microscope slide. And then I'm going to take another clean micro pipette to pipette a drop or two of each of the household cleaners. I'm going to record what they look like before adding. Then I'm going to record the time that I added and how long it took to kill probably the majority of the vinegar eels. I'm going to do each household cleaner 2 or 3 times just so we can have a consistent result to show which household cleaner was more effective in killing these vinegar eels. And yeah.
What you put on it? You can see them moving. Look.
Okay, so now I'm just going to rewatch the footage and explain what you're seeing and what conclusions I was able to draw from this experiment. So I'm going to just bring up the video. Okay, so Fabuloso Trial 1. You can see the microbes are very mobile. I just added it. The little jump there is where I added it. They move it a little bit more frantically, but a little bit of curling, maybe a little bit of discomfort. After 5 minutes, the larger ones seem to be more in discomfort than the smaller ones, but they're still mobile, they're still moving. But yeah, after 10 minutes with the Fabuloso, like, they're just unaffected. They still asking what the move is, like they're still trying to find the next link up, like they're just unaffected. Like Fabuloso is just, they're just drinking it. After 18 minutes, nothing is happening. They're still moving around, they're still mobile, they're still just moving. Like Fabuloso did nothing. So I was like, let's do it again, let's do a trial 2. So this is just before. Now I added it. I added, I think, 2 drops on accident maybe, but they're moving a little bit more frantically. I'm a little bit out of focus, but I'm going to focus now. They're still moving. That is an air bubble right there. The larger ones are moving just as well as the smaller ones. Moving just as well as the smaller ones. After 8 minutes, they seem to be slowed down a little bit more curling. They tended to move towards the edges, like the edges of the droplet of where they came from. The medium size seems to be a little bit discomfort. After 20 minutes, so the movement decreased a lot, but it seems like that's more so from the viscosity of the fluid rather than like the Fabuloso itself, because it looks like the water is evaporating, and that mixed with the Fabuloso made like a little thicker substance, so it's a little bit harder for them to move around in. But they're not dying. So next is alcohol trial 1. So this is their natural movement, and I'm adding a droplet now. So the alcohol created like a whirlpool, like it like threw the microbes like in like a little vortex, and it was so hard to film because they just kept moving. When I added the alcohol droplet to the microscope side, it like pushed the fluid to one end of the side. After 3 minutes, you can see the effects of the alcohol is having on the microbes. The smaller ones are like dying / dead right now. This one here is like real, like just trying to cling on to life, but it's just not giving. Life is not given. After 5 minutes, the medium-sized ones are starting to die. The larger ones are starting to feel the effects as well. They're really moving jagged in motion, twisting and curling. They're not really moving in particular directions. They don't seem to have somewhere to be. They just uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. So alcohol trial 2, just to see if we can have a consistent result. I just added the droplet. What's this? Oh, so this micro eel or vinegar worm was on the outside of the droplet from the culture droplet, and I just wanted to see if it was even touched by the alcohol. But after 3 minutes, the small ones are starting to feel the effects of the alcohol. They're moving jerky, they're kind of squealing and kind of curling. The medium-sized ones are starting to feel the effects as well. The larger ones are not affected yet. They just going about their business, going about their day. The medium-sized ones are starting to feel the effects. Larger ones are still going by their day. After 5 minutes, the small one. So this one here, this is like ripped up, like it's been shredded. And I don't know what the alcohol did, but alcohol did what it needed to do. So the smaller ones are definitely dying. The medium-sized ones are definitely dying. The larger ones, Bleach Trial 1. So with the Bleach Trial 1, with the Bleach Trials, this is the full footage unedited, because I wanted you to see how quickly these vinegar eels died. This is not even 10 seconds in, and the medium-sized ones are already dying. The larger ones are even dying, or starting to die too. So when they died, they were like stiff and straight. So instead of like moving like a little worm, or like the nematodes that they are and curling, they were just like straight. I'm looking around for some ones Some are curling, some I'm trying to clean up. But these straight ones here, you can see that they're dead. This large one here is dying. All these straight little strings, those are dead vinegar eels. This medium-sized one is trying to cling on to life, but here's another dead one. That's a medium to larger size one. And yeah, all of those strings, those are dead vinegar eels. Like, again, this is the full footage. This is unedited, and this is like what, a minute total. So Bleach Trial 2, maybe like, you know, that was a bad batch or whatever. Maybe that's a bad trial, so I tried it again. And same here. As soon as the bleach was dropped, instantly they were uncomfortable. A few seconds later, they're starting to straighten out. They're not curling or moving anymore. This medium-sized one is trying to cling on. You can see the straight ones around as I move around the slide. These pieces here are apple pieces. That's what they eat. But look at all these straight vinegar eels. Those are dead vinegar eels. And this is like what, 15 seconds in. These two are trying to cling on for dear life, but they know what their fate is. They know what time it is. They still trying, but look at all these straight pieces. Not pieces. All these straight vinegar eels. Yeah, they're still trying. Straight as a mud. Ain't doing nothing else. Look, I know what to do. Yeah. Those were the 3 common household cleaners that I wanted to try and record the efficacy in killing at least 50% of these vinegar eels. So in third place, after 20 minutes of no effects, is Fabuloso. So none of the vinegar eels died with Fabuloso. Maybe they would have died after 20 minutes, but I was not recording past 20 minutes because don't nobody got that much storage. If you're cleaning your house with Fabuloso, I think you need to reevaluate your cleaning supplies. Fabuloso is cute for smelling good, but honey, it's not disinfecting anything. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not. It's not. The vinegar eels were a little bit uncomfortable from the Fabuloso, but they didn't die. They wasn't going nowhere. They were still linking up. They were still not social distancing. So in second place, with roughly about 5 minutes to kill roughly 50% of the vinegar eels, was alcohol. I used 70% alcohol, and I'm not gonna lie, this one was surprising because in the lab you would typically use 70% IPA, isopropyl alcohol, to disinfect everything before you put it in the hood. I'm sure it has different effects on microbes, or like bacteria and viruses, because they're smaller and not animals as these vinegar eels are. But it took roughly 5 minutes to kill majority of the vinegar eels, so I think that's decent. You know, if you're cleaning your house with alcohol, I think that's a good contender. Alcohol is a good disinfectant. It did what needed to be done. And in first place, you have your good old OG Bleach. Bleach is that girl. The vinegar eels died within like seconds after applying. Like literal seconds after applying. The small ones, the medium, the large ones, like everybody was affected. It wasn't like a gradual compared to the alcohol. So with the alcohol, it was the small ones, then the medium size, then the larger ones. With the bleach, everybody was affected. So in terms of cleaning your house, definitely suggest bleach. Definitely suggest opening a window because you don't want to be inhaling all that bleach. You can still make use of the Fabuloso, but definitely use bleach or alcohol, and then use Fabuloso to like add that, you know, beautiful smell to it, you know, just to add some aroma and not just smell like bleach. This experiment was really cool to film. Definitely had some troubles, but you know, we made it. And I hope this gave you more insight to what your household cleaners you need to be having in your house. I hope it gave you some insight onto the different types of household cleaners and how they affect microbes. But definitely let me know what other household cleaners you want me to try, or what other cleaning techniques that you want me to try. I've heard people boiling Fabuloso. If you're out here boiling Fabuloso, I don't know if you're just trying to like murder your family or what type time you're on, but please do not boil Fabuloso. You do not want all those chemicals in your air and that you just breathe in. Disinfect, but it's still harmful chemicals, and you do not want to be inhaling that. Please do not boil Fabuloso. But yes, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. Share it to your friends who are using Fabuloso and let them know that Fabuloso is not it. Get you some bleach and go about your day. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for my next video.